So he or she says, can you check out my twins? And suggestions for the twins. So I'm just about to put my order in for my Stangg Echo Warrior deck and thought I would ask y'all to take a look and tell me of any changes I should make before I pull the proverbial trigger. This was also submitted 2 months ago, so I'm so sorry. This is kind of why I wanted to make the announcement of, like, Reddit is where we're going to be doing deck reviews, because he's probably already ordered this deck. But still, he might really like it. Here's some new cards for it. And thought I would ask y'all to take a look at it before I pull the proverbial trigger. Please keep all suggestions under $1, as this is for an under $100 tournament. Here's the rundown. Lands, 34 plus 3 multi-face cards. I think that's what that means. Modal cards. 14 ramp, 15 card advantage, 3 recursion, 13 targeted removal, 2 board wipes, 7 protection. Okay, the floor is yours. Those stats seem fantastic. I like the layout so far. So Stangg, let's look at what we're working with here, because I have actually never heard of Stangg up until this point. Oh, I don't have a drink. Oh yeah, there's nothing to drink. That's a bummer. I always think I have something. I've got one tiny little sip of Dr. Pepper. Delish. Stangg is 2 a red and a green for a 3/4. When Stangg Echo Warrior attacks, create Stangg Twin, a legendary 3/4 red and green human warrior creature token. It enters the battlefield tapped and attacking. For each aura and equipment attached to Stangg, create a token that's a copy of it attached to Stangg's twin. Sacrifice all tokens created this way at the beginning of the next end step. This thing's a bomb. That's really strong. You get a copy of all your best auras and equipments. Seems really good. So first we've got, let me make sure I'm on the bottom card. Yep, I am. Can you guys see the cards okay? Let me check the stream really quick. Yep, okay. If you turn it to 1080p, you can read the cards. The cards are a little small, but it's alright. Aki Battle Squad, 5 and a red for a 6/6. Whenever one or more modified creatures you control attacks, untap all modified creatures you control. After this combat phase, there is an additional combat phase. This ability triggers only once each turn. Ooh. So you would get another Stangg, but you'd have to sack the second one, right? You'd have to sack, like, the second Stangg token you get off the Aki, which is fine. Chishiro, the Shattered Blade, 2 a green and a red for a 4/4. Let me open up the chat here. Make sure no one's saying what's up. Nice. Stangg is quite fun. One of my buds plays a mean Stangg deck, and it can grow out of hand. Not my playstyle, personally. I can see the cards. Okay, yeah, we can see it. Okay, cool. Good. Chishino, 2 a green and a red for a 4/4. Whenever an aura or equipment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 red spirit token. That goes insane with Stangg. Insane with Stangg and staying in the main Stangg. At the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on each modified creature you control. Very good. Eidolon Blossoms, any of the enchantresses that are going to draw you cards for enchantments coming into play seem amazing. Goblin and Narcomancer, a green and a red for a 2/2. Each spell you cast that's red or green cost 1 less to cast. It's not bad. That seems like really efficient mana ramp if you're just in green-red. So Stangg can actually generate a lot of permanents for something like Warp World or Over the Top. Oh, Over the Top is so good. I just played Over the Top the other day. What was it in? Who was it playing? Had to have been red. What deck do I have that's red? Probably one of the billion red decks I've tried to make over the last week. I keep making red decks, and I'm like, this one's it. This one's going to be great. And then I'm like, it's okay. Herald of the Pantheon, enchantments cost 1 less. Enchantments, when you play one, you gain 1 life. That one's pretty good. If you have enough enchantments, which they do. They have 42 enchantments? Jeez Louise. Okay, yeah. That's fine, then. That's a crazy amount of enchantments. Nessian Wanderer, 1 and a green for a 1/3. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a card from among them and put that card into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Oh, in a random order. It's good to see that once in a while. Gotta look Over the Top up. Seems familiar. It's very good. I'm watching this reaction video to One Piece, so don't judge me. Over the top. 7. Each player reveals a number of cards from the top of their library equal to the number of non-land permanents they control, puts all permanent cards they reveal this way onto the battlefield, and puts the rest into their graveyard. Pretty good with Stangg, because all your stuff's going to go away anyway. And you just get to milk it for all the permanents that it puts out. Another Enchantress, always good. Mirror Shield, we just... Did they ever find the One Piece? No. No, they can't find the damn thing, dude. That's what I kept saying. I'm like, okay, when are they gonna find the One Piece? No, I'm just kidding. I love it. I think it's such a good show. I just need to get... I'm already caught up. It's just like every time it's like, yeah, Friday. I'm like, oh, tomorrow. I'm like, I just want to watch a new One Piece episode, but it's one day away, so I can't. Mirror Shield. This might have been the person that brought this up on a stream. I can't remember. Someone brought up Mirror Stream on a shield. Mirror Stream on a shield. Mirror Shield on a stream. 2 colorless for an equipment that equips for 2. Equipped creature gets +0, +2, and has hexproof. And whenever a creature with Death Touch blocks or becomes blocked by this creature, destroy that creature. It's just a cheap budget, good way to give something hexproof. Speaking of good, cheap budget way to give something hexproof, Swiftfoot Boots. 2 for an equipment that equips for 1. Give equipped creature hexproof and haste. That's a good one. Thran Power Suit's great. I really like this card. 2 colorless for an equipment that equips for 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it and has ward 2. That's super good. Thran Power Suit's like a serious bomb. Beast Within, some good removal. Chaos Warp, some good removal. Kazura's Fury, it's a fling on a land, which is always good. Colony's Ambush is a fight card on a land, which is, again, always good. Belaged Recovery is a recursion spell on a land. Blasphemous Act is a good board wipe. Creeping Renaissance. Choose a permanent type. Return all cards of the chosen type from your graveyard to your hand. That seems great in here. If somebody deals with your Stangg, you just get all your orders back. Sounding like Dio in here. Odo. Sorry, that's a bad joke. I'm watching JoJo in my spare time. Like while I edit. Because I'm caught up on One Piece. So. Leather Armor can be good too. Leather Armor, 1 for an equipment. Equip 0, activate once each turn. Equipped creature gets +0/+1 and has ward 1. Yeah, Leather Armor's not bad. Especially the equip 0. It's just like a pseudo protection. It gives him a little defense buff. That seems fine. Making Stangg a 3/5 with ward. Always heard JoJo is good. It is really good. It's like the best thing I can say about it is it's fun. Like every time I watch it, it feels like the analogy sounds weird. I don't like Marvel movies at all. Like I'm not into them. Or like sports. I'm not really into Marvel movies. I'm not really into like football and shit. I feel the energy that I feel off people that are really into that stuff when I watch JoJo. I'm like, yeah, get his ass. Like it's just like a primal like beat his ass down. It's so good. It's really good. It's just fun as hell to watch. Not super serious. There's a couple times where it gets serious. It gets hyper violent out of nowhere, which is more of like a humor thing, as weird as that sounds. But it's fun as hell to watch. My cousin does not like anime. Have you watched Bo? No, I have not. If that's real, I have not. Local man enthralled by anime. Nah, dude. Nah. That's the thing. I'm not super into anime. That's why JoJo and like One Piece are weird for me, because it doesn't feel like I'm watching an anime. Like all the other ones are like, I'm gonna be the best thing in the world. Even One Piece says I'm gonna be like the Pirate King and shit. It doesn't feel that way. Yeah, JoJo's combat is really fun. It is so fun because it's like they make basic everyday things that every human being does into like something that a big brain chess master just did. It's so funny. They're like, I saw the hairs in his nose moving, so he must have been inhaling from fear. And you're just like, oh my god, come on. You're like, he just told you he was like scared as shit. So that's how you knew that. Decimate, some good removal. Hold Breach, good removal. Mizian Mortars, good removal and board wipe. Reap the Past. X a red and a green for a sorcery. Return X cards at random from your graveyard to your hand. Exile Reap the Past. That seems great. That seems Tony the Tiger right there. Gonna save that. Alpha Authority's fantastic. So good. 1 and a green for an enchantment. Enchant creature. Enchant creature has hexproof and can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. So good. I need one of these for Bracos, Apex of Forever. Because it's just super good with him. I'm mainly only swinging with him anyway. He has trample. Giving him hexproof's never a bad thing. Ancestral Mass. We just talked about this card. I haven't done this deck before, have I? No, I haven't. We did just do Ancestral Mask, though. Oh, it was for Rafiq of the Many. Last week's that we did. Bad beat stories with that thing. Oh my god, Reap the Past. Bad beats stories with that thing. What, did you hit something bad or did they hit something insane? Ancestral Mask is really good. 2 and a green for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchant creature gets +2/+2 for each other enchantment on the battlefield. It's not even on your side of the battlefield. It's everywhere on the battlefield, which is actually crazy. That's actually kind of wild. It doesn't do just yours. Audacity. 1 green for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature gets +2/+0 and has trample. When Audacity is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. That's kind of cool. I've never seen Audacity before. It's like a modern day Rancor. Which is right here. Hey. Bear Umbra, 2 and 2 green for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature gets +2/+2 and has, whenever this creature attacks, untap all lands you control, and it has totem armor. Totem armor is just great. Having it untapping all your lands on an aura is insane. Giving it +2/+2 is good. It's a great card. Bequeathal's really good. I just saw this the other day. 1 green for an aura. If enchant creature is put into the graveyard, draw 2 cards. It's like an enchantment version of Skull Clamp that can't stay in play because it's an enchantment, but it's not bad. I've seen someone lose their entire graveyard before it resolved, so they didn't get anything. That's rough. Yeah, that's the thing. You put all your mana into an X drop, you gotta pay the price, baby. Canopy cover, 1 and a green for an enchant creature. Enchant creature can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach. Enchanted creature can't be the target of spells or ability your opponent controls. Great card. Cortage of Strength. 2 and a green for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature you control. When Cortage of Strength enters the battlefield, you may have enchanted player or creature fight target creature and opponent controls. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has trample. That's pretty good. It's a fight card. It gives him trample, gives him 1/1. It's honestly not bad. Cortage of Zeal. Same thing except it gives haste. And when it enters the battlefield, target creature can't be blocked this turn. Or can't block this turn. That's not bad. Those are okay. I like Dragon's Mantle. No greater good? Nope. No greater good. Yeah, definitely greater good. That's a super good recommendation for this. You said keep all recommendations $1 or under. Greater good's chilling at $4.54. What about Life's Legacy the name of the other one? The instant or the sorcery that does that? Yeah. Life's Legacy is $1.99, so it's a little over the dollar thing. But you pay 1 and a green as an additional cost, sack a creature, and then draw cards equal to the creature's power. So you sack your token Stangg after combat, and then 2 mana to draw like 4+ cards. That seems pretty good. Also, I like the name Gosh Stang It. I forgot to point that out. Dragon Mantle just gives one of your creatures fire breathing and it draws you a card for 1, which is great. Another Enchantress card. Escape Velocity. 1 red for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature gets +1/+0 and has haste. Escape for 1 in a red. Exile 2 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its escape cost. Not bad. You can just keep playing your commander, giving it haste with the escape, which is nice. And yeah, I like it. I actually think Escape Velocity is not bad. Fertile Ground. 1 and a green for enchant land. Enchant land taps for an additional land. Cool, cool, cool. Fist of the Ironwood. I liked this card back in the day a lot. I think it originally came out in Ravnica? Or of the Wire. Well, isn't that the name of it? Fist of Ironwood. Yep, Ravnica. I loved Ravnica. That was the set I started playing in. Is this your deck, by the way? Dragonoct? That's awesome. I love when we can get the actual people that made the deck into the video. No greater good. Budget. Yep, I was about to say greater good is pricier than most. It's why I proxy since I play with stronger players. Oh, you're good. Yeah, greater good seems good. Life's Legacy seems really good as well. I don't know if you already have that in here. I didn't even check. Oh, no, you don't. Fertile Grounds. What were we just on? Fist of Ironwood. 1 and a green for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature when Fist of Ironwood enters the battlefield. Create 2/1/1 green sapperlings. Enchant creature gains trample. That's really good. So you just made a really good point. Dragonoct. Nope. All right. What did Kryptonite say? Nice. Oh, I just read the Yoshimaru one. I'm excited about that one. You sound into it, which I'm pumped about. So what'd you say? Kryptonite makes a really good point. A lot of these auras and enchantments, I think, get sacrificed, right? Yeah, sacrifice all tokens. So the auras do have death triggers, and the artifacts do have death triggers, and they do have ETBs. So stuff like Audacity will draw you a card, because it's going to have to be sacked when it gets copied for the copy, or for the twin, for Stangg. I don't know if that makes sense. Stangg makes a copy of himself that has all the same auras on it, so it'll have Audacity on it. But you also have to sack the copy of Stangg and all the auras at the end of turn. So you'll also have to sack Audacity, so you'll draw a card off Audacity. So death triggers and ETBs are really good in this deck too, especially if they're on auras or enchantments or equipments. So Fist of Ironwood, like full circle here, finally, like Kryptonite said, we'll spit out 2/1/1 sapperlings every time we swing with Stangg, which is cool. Just netting, going wide and going tall is kind of a cool and smart thing to do, just so you have blockers and so you have more ways to win. Flame Speaker's Will. Glad to hear it. It's my favorite one. Oh, that's really smart. Never would have thought of that myself. Yeah, same. People say stuff all the time. That's what's cool. What was it? I'm going to butcher the story, so it's going to be full of just what ifs and gaps in detail. There was my friend Deegan, when I first started teaching him how to play Magic, or when me and my cousin first started teaching him, and he was getting like back into it, because we taught him when we were really younger, but now when he's older, he got back into it. He made a deck, and I'm trying to think of what one it was. It was some kind of deck where he would make a specific sized creature unblockable, and then after he already made it unblockable, he would put like an aura on it, or put 1/1 counters on it or something. So like Secret Passage, I think is a card. Is Secret Passage the name of that? Is it the bookcase? I can't remember what the card is. It's a card that like makes a creature with like power 2 or less unblockable. And he was like, so what if I make the 2/2 unblockable and then start buffing it up with auras and bash face? And I was like, it was just like a proud moment where I was like, I would have never thought of doing that, but that's exactly right. That would work like that. And I'm shocked I never thought of that. So that's the same thing with the Ironwood. I'm like, oh, I've never even thought about that, but that's a super good idea. Raised by Wolves would be sweet. It's like a bigger Ironwood. Are you talking about Skullbriar? Oh, maybe. No, I can't remember what I was talking about. I can't remember what commander it was. Oh yeah, from Strixhaven or the newer Ravnica ones. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, Raised by Wolves would be sick. That's another really good call out. 2 and 2 green for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, put 2/2/2 wolves into play, and it gets +1/+1 for each wolf you control. So not only does it scale, it keeps spitting out tokens like this one does too. So that's actually a really good recommendation. What's the other one? There's one that's similar to this. Dude, I added. I took all my rares out of my binders and put them in sleeves, and then just lined them in this box. And I like it so much more because it makes me feel like I'm like looking through a bulk box at like a LGS. I mixed them all up too. They're not even organized anymore. I'm gonna just be like, whoop. Oh, that's a cool one. It helps me to build decks because I was like, when stuff's organized and stuff like I know what's there and it's just like I already know it, I'm bad at making decks. Like when I go into a store and they just like someone hands me their binder and it's all random, I'll be like, never seen that card before, never seen that card before. But when it's organized, I have a tendency to kind of like blank and just skip to the next page. So putting them like this has actually helped me build decks and want to build decks more. But in cases like this, it's not the best strategy because I'm looking for a specific color card. But that's okay. Death's Presence might be really good in your deck. Yeah, Death's Presence seems really good, actually. Five and a green for an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control dies, put X/1/1 counters on target creature, where X is that creature's power. So the Stagg copy that you get, that's going to be massive because it has all those artifacts and enchantments on it, will just give your other Stagg a ton of 1/1 counters. So that actually seems really good. Both of those seem pretty good in here. Death's Presence would be amazing in that Stangg deck, especially with Aki Battle Squad. Oh. Yeah, it would. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Death's Presence seems kind of nasty. Flame Speaker's Will. 1 red for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature you control. Enchant creature gets +1/+1. Whenever enchant creature deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice Flame Speaker's Will. If you do, destroy target artifact. It seems fine. It seems like it's just a reoccurring way to just keep blowing up an artifact. You keep the one on your original Stangg, but keep sacking the one on the clone. That seems pretty good. Fortitude. 1 and a green. When Fortitude is put into your graveyard from play, remove it. Return it to your hand. Sacrifice a forest. Regenerate enchanted creature. That seems really good. That actually seems very strong. Death's... Wait, what? Oh, Wolfkin Bond. Okay, there we go. It's like, I've just read that one. What am I talking about? Wolfskin? 4 and a green for an aura. When it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 wolf. Enchant creature gets +2/+2. Yeah, sure. It's alright. A lot of these auras would be fun in Kama Fractured Calm deck. Kama. Oh! At the beginning of your end step, go to each creature your opponent controls that's enchanted by an aura you control. Put a 1/1 counter on Kaima the Fractured Calm for each creature goaded this way. That seems really good. Not in this deck, but as a deck, that seems really cool. Yeah, Wolfkin Bond is buns. How would we make this more resilient against decks that will remove Stangg the first 2 or 3 times? I think adding a few of like the 1-drop like green instants that give like like indestructible and hexproof and stuff like that. I misspelled indestructible. I always do that. Is it in dead? It is, okay. And then instant. So Tamio's Safekeeping I think would be a good add. And Tavaj's Stand. Maybe adding like those 2 cards would make it a little bit more resilient. They're both 1-drop green instants that give the creature hexproof and indestructible. So they'll stop any kind of kill spell, any kind of removal from happening. and keep your Tyvar safe, which is good. So I think that's what comes to mind. You already are running a few enchantments or equipments and enchantments that protect him. So in terms of ways to protect him, that's not so much showing your opponents how you're going to do it. I think Tamiyo's Safekeeping and Tyvar's Stand are probably a couple good ads. I don't really like the green bad counter spells much. Yeah, Commander Beacon is too expensive. Yeah, it is. Frog Tongue. 1 green for an enchantment. When it comes into play, draw a card. Enchant creature gains reach. Again, you just draw cards when it comes in, so that's good. Fruit of the First Tree. 3 and a green for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature dies. You gain X life and draw X cards where X is its toughness. That actually seems really good. I might put that in my Kolfanor deck. Galvanic Arc. 2 and a red for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. When Galvanic Arc comes into play, it deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Enchant creature has first strike. Sure. You just get a lightning bolt every time you get a copy. That seems great. This seems really good too. Iros' Blessing. 3 and a red for enchant creature gets 1/1, and when it enters, it deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So you get removal now. So that seems great. You have so many auras. Gotta use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Keep recommending cards for this deck, though. I'm gonna hover over the commander while I'm gone. Hello. Flame Fusillade would be fun. Tap enchantments to ping. $3 though. I don't play enough aura decks. Let me find my old Kaima list. What else we got? Keen Sense. 1 green for an enchantment aura. Whenever enchant creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. Seems good. Kenris, some good removal. Lutula's Orders. 1 and a red for an enchant creature. You may play Lutula's Orders anytime you can play an instant. Whenever enchant creature does combat damage to a defending player, you may have it destroy target artifact that player controls. Ooh, that actually seems kind of good. If you're in a creature-based deck that has like evasion or is based around evasion, this just seems like better than like a Shatter or something. I actually like that. That's sweet. Mantle of the Wolf's another good one. 3 and a green for enchantment aura that gives +4/+4, and when it's put into your graveyard, you get 2/2/2 wolves. So, again, making a bunch of wolves. Mark of Sakiko seems nasty in here. 1 and a green for enchantment aura. Enchant creature has, whenever this creature does combat damage to a player, add that much green to your mana pool that doesn't empty until the end of your turn. Oh, yeah. How much is that? Stang's 3. You'll have a couple buffs on it. Stang's at least sitting at 6 power. You get another copy of it. That's 12 mana. Oh my gosh. That's so good. One with Nature. 1 green enchant creature. When enchant creature deals combat damage to a player, you may search your library for a basic land card and put it into play tapped, then shuffle your library. That seems great. 1 with Kami. 3 and a green. Flash. Enchant creature you control. Whenever enchanted creature or another modified creature you control dies, create X 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens where X is that creature's power. That seems really good. Oh my gosh. It's so good because you get triggers off Stangg dying, off the enchantment dying, off the auras dying, off Stangg entering, off the enchantments entering, off the auras entering, or off the equipments entering. You get so many triggers in this. Ordeal of Nylea, 1 and a green for an enchant creature. Enchant creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. Then if it has 3 or more 1/1 counters on it, sacrifice Ordeal of Nylea. I always say Nigella. Nylea. When you sacrifice Ordeal of Nylea, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and put them into play tapped and then shuffle. This is probably the first one that I'm like, I don't think I'm that big of a fan of this one in here. Ordeal of Perforos. 1 and a red for enchant creature. When enchant creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. If there are 3 or more, sacrifice it. When you sacrifice Ordeal of Perforos, it deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Oh, you just get the sacrifice thing because you have to crack them. I do like these. I didn't like it at first, but that is kind of cool. These specifically say when you sack them, so it works with Stangg. I do like those. That's very cool. 2 and a green for Overgrowth. Enchant land. Enchant land is tapped for mana. Its controller adds an additional 2 green. That seems great. Pattern of Rebirth. 3 and a green for enchant creature. When enchant creature dies, that creature's controller may search their library for a creature card, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle their library. It's really good. Rancor, love it. 2/0, keeps coming back. Trample, great. Rune of Might, 1 and a green for a green. Enchant permanent. When Rune of Might enters the battlefield, draw a card. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +1/+1 and has trample. As long as enchanted permanent is equipment, it gets trample. You can equip creatures, you can equip enchantments, and it gives the enchantment or creature 1/1 and trample, which is really cool. That's actually really cool that you can put 1/1 and trample on it. Rune of Speed, same thing except it gives 1/0 and haste, and you draw a card. Again, super good. A card that might be pretty good in here. Let me check really quick. It's in my Baracco stack. I can't remember what it's called. Does Wolfgar of Icewind Dale do enough in this deck? I know the token is legendary. How do you spell it? Wolfgar. Oh, it doubles all your attack triggers. It seems like a win more card in this deck. It's like if you're just like breaking even, having a good game, or you're behind, it doesn't seem like it does much in this deck. If you're already so far ahead that you have like 6 or 7 enchantments in play that you're going to be copying, it seems good, but it's like it kind of just wins more. So I don't think it does enough work. It does if you're already winning, which is like not a necessity. Oh, let me look really quick. I think it's in here. Un momento. Yeah, Season of Growth seems like it's pretty good in this deck. Oh. Dude, that's so funny. It's literally the same card I was just looking at. Season of Growth. I'm so sorry. I just have the different new art, so I didn't even look at the name. Hey, I'm on the right wavelength, I think, though. Whoa, you added it. That's sick. Yeah, getting to draw a card whenever you cast something that targets is really good, and then whenever a creature enters, getting to scry one's really good, especially in this deck, so yeah. Citizen Training, 1/0 and Trample, draws you a card. Good. 6 cents, makes your creatures draw you a card when they deal combat damage. Same for Snake Umbra, except it gives 1/1 and Totem Armor. Sticky Fingers lets you create a treasure token, and when it dies, draw a card. Super good. Urban Burgeoning, 1 green for an enchantment or enchant land. When enchant land has untap this land during each other player's untap step. That's pretty cool. Urban Burgeoning is actually kind of sick. I don't know how useful that is in here. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of urban burgeoning unless something like pops out that like makes it really good. Warbriar Blessing, 1 and a green for enchant creature. Enchant creature gets +0/+2, and when it enters the battlefield, enchant creature fights another target creature you don't control. That seems fine. Wild Growth, some good mana ramp. Wolf Willow Haven, again, some secret wolf tribal and some mana ramp, sure. And then lands. I don't really do lands. So, except for like Rogue's Passage. Rogue's Passage seems great. Makes stuff unblockable, sure. So he has maybe board here. Gruul Turf, eh. Sword of the Animist. I would probably take that out for Urban Burgeoning. Sword seems great. Sword seems really good in here. Bitterthorn, Nisa's Animus. 3 for a living weapon. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature attacks, you may search your library for a basic land card and put it into play tapped. It's okay. Colony Heart, Nigellus Colossus, Helm of the Gods. Helm of the Gods actually seems solid as hell. 1 equipment that gives 1/1 for each aura you control. It could be a dead card, though. So I do see why you're iffy about it. Composer of Spring. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you control 6 or more enchantments, instead, you may put a creature card or a land card from your hand to the battlefield. That seems really good. We had some cards that we recommended here. Unfortunately, the NTG card fetcher isn't doing its thing for me. So, what cards did we recommend? Blackblade Reforged seems really good in here. Colossification seems insane. Like, this seems so scary, it's actually kind of nutty. 5 and 2 green. Enchant creature, or when Colossification enters the battlefield, tap enchant creature. Enchant creature gets +20/+20. And since all your stuff enters tapped and attacking, or your copy does, guess what the tap doesn't do? Doesn't affect the entering tapped and attacking. It already enters tapped. And it gets +20/+20 when you swing. That seems insane. 0 in between, unless you're making a full-on aura deck. Helm is either really good or dead. Yeah, exactly. Colossification seems really good. Trying to think of anything else. Anything else come to your guys' mind? Inquisitor Rosette. This guy says that Kobold's in a trench coat coming in clutch. This card's an interesting one. I've been trying to look for a deck to put this in because I have one sitting in my binder. 2 for an equipment that equips for 3. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, create a 2/2 white Astari's Warrior creature token with Vigilance that's attacking. Then attacking creatures gain Menace until end of turn. It's not bad. It doesn't care about creatures like attacking. It just cares that they are currently attacking. So when the Stangg enters, or Stangg enters tapped and attacking, and it won't trigger a lot of other attack triggers, it will trigger this one because this one just cares if it already is attacking, which is cool. What else do we got here? Ooh, Mage Slayer seems gross in here. Oh, Mage Slayer's so good. 1 a red and a green for an equipment that equips for 3. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, it deals damage equal to its power to the player or planeswalker it's attacking. Mage Slayer's nutty. That seems so good in your deck. Anything else come to your guys' mind? Any of the, if it has 3 or greater power when it enters, draw a card. What's one of those called? I don't think I have any in this deck. I might have one in my draw box. Hold on. Garruk's Pack Leader. Garruk's Pack Leader is one that's definitely budget. I know the other ones have like really weirdly high prices for some reason. Garruk's Pack Leader, 400 green, 4/4. Whenever another creature enters with 3 or greater power, draw a card. Just adding another draw engine to the cycle seems great. Garruk's Uprising, that's the other one. Thank you, Dragonoct. Oh, 35 cents now after tails. Really cool. 2 and a green. Whenever a creature you control power 4 or greater enters, and Stangg has 3, so that won't work with Stangg, unfortunately. It will. It might work if it has the buff on him. I'm not sure if that works, but I don't think that cuts the mark exactly. Mage Slayer won't trigger from the token, unfortunately. Ooh, might have to scratch the Mage Slayer then. Crown of Flames. One red for an enchant creature. Enchant creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Pay 1 red. Return Crown of Flames to its owner's hand. The fire breathing's okay. I just think the fact that the other one lets you draw a card is like so good. Tribute to the World Tree, randomly $7. Oh, what's that? Oh yeah, that's a really good card. Let me look through some random stuff in here and see if I see anything. Ooh. Kaldata Guardian seems really good in your deck. Oh my god, I'm stroking out here. Three and a green for a 4/3. Whenever Kaldaya Guardian or another creature you control with mana value 4 or greater dies, create 2 1/1 green citizens. So your Stangg token does have... no, it does not. Because you're just making an aura token. You're not making an exact copy. So, never mind. Scratch that. This is a learning experience. Anything else? That one's not bad. It's not great, though. Anything else coming to your guys' mind? For the Stangg gang? Not seeing anything. Thinking. Same. Pondering. Some might say. Sirach the Hunt Caller and Most Wanted. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if creatures you control have total power 8 or greater, target creature gains haste until end of turn. I don't think he's that good. Just giving something haste. It's like, I don't know. He's okay. Most Wanted. What is this? Enchant creature gets +2/+1. When enchant creature dies, create 2 treasure tokens. Ooh. That's like a sleeper card for this deck. That seems great. When do you sack the Stangg thing? At the end of turn? Ooh.